Ladies, let's have a real conversation today because I know so many of you are tired of the games, the confusion, and the mixed signals. You want a man who is serious, a man who is ready to love you, commit to you, and build something real with you. And the truth is, when a man truly wants to commit to you, when he sees you as his future, he's not going to leave you guessing. He's not going to make you question where you stand. His actions will speak louder than his words. When a man truly wants to commit to you, one of the clearest signs is that he prioritizes you. This means that you are not an afterthought, a convenience, or someone he only reaches out to when he has nothing better to do. Instead, he makes a conscious effort to ensure that you feel valued, appreciated, and important in his life. A man who prioritizes you will always make time for you. No matter how busy he is, he understands that relationships require effort, and he willingly puts in that effort because he genuinely wants to. It's not about squeezing you into his schedule when it suits him. It's about making sure that you have a meaningful place in his life. Whether he's juggling work, family, or personal responsibilities, he finds a way to show up for you because you matter to him. Even in the smallest ways, he will demonstrate that your time and presence are valuable to him. Communication is another major aspect of prioritization. A man who is serious about you will not leave you wondering where you stand. He will be intentional about keeping in touch, checking in on you, and making sure you feel connected. He doesn't disappear for days and then come back with excuses. Instead, he makes the effort to call, text, and have meaningful conversations because he genuinely enjoys hearing from you. When a man truly values you, he won't make you feel like you have to chase him for attention or beg for his presence. He will naturally gravitate towards you and want to keep that connection strong. Beyond just communication, he considers your feelings and needs in his decision making. He doesn't just make plans without thinking about how they will affect you. Whether it's deciding on weekend plans, career moves, or personal commitments, he factors you into the equation. He values your input and wants to make choices that reflect a mutual investment in the relationship. You won't feel like an outsider watching his life unfold from a distance. Instead, you'll feel included in the decisions that matter. His actions will align with his words. It's easy for a man to say he cares about you, but does he back it up with consistent effort? When a man prioritizes you, he won't just talk about how much he values you. He will show it through his behavior. He will follow through on his promises. He will be dependable, and he will show up when you need him most. If he says he's going to do something, he does it. If he commits to spending time with you, he honors that commitment. You won't be left feeling uncertain about where you stand because his actions will constantly reassure you of his dedication. Another sign that a man prioritizes you is how he protects your emotions. He is mindful of how his actions impact you and makes an effort to ensure that you feel secure in the relationship. He listens when you express your feelings, he respects your boundaries, and he actively works to make the relationship a safe space. When a man is truly ready to commit, he doesn't keep you at arm's length or treat you like an outsider in his life. Instead, he makes a deliberate effort to include you in every aspect that matters to him. He wants you to meet the people who are important to him, whether it's his family, close friends, or even colleagues. He doesn't hesitate to introduce you because he sees you as someone who belongs in his world. He is proud to have you by his side, and he wants the people around him to know that you are significant to him. When a man is serious about you, he naturally wants to share his life with you. That means including you in the things he enjoys, whether it's his hobbies, traditions, or personal interests. He invites you to events that matter to him, whether it's a family gathering, a night out with friends, or even just a simple weekend activity. He doesn't separate his relationship from the rest of his life. Instead, he blends the two together because he envisions a future where you are a part of it. If a man is constantly keeping you separate from the people and things that are important to him, it may be a sign that he is not fully invested. Another way he includes you in his life is by opening up about his thoughts, goals, and struggles. A man who is serious about committing doesn't just engage in surface level conversations. She shares his dreams, his fears, and his long-term plans with you. He trusts you enough to let you see his vulnerable side, and he values your perspective on things that matter to him. He asks for your opinions, involves you in decision making, and genuinely listens when you share your thoughts. This isn't just about making conversation. It's about creating a deeper connection that goes beyond the present moment. His daily routine also starts to reflect the way he prioritizes you. Whether it's checking in with you during the day, making sure you're included in his plans, or simply keeping you updated on what's going on in his life, he ensures that you feel connected. You don't have to chase him down or wonder what he's up to because he naturally keeps you in the loop. If he's making changes or taking on new responsibilities, he considers how those things will affect you and the relationship. He doesn't just make decisions for himself. He thinks about both of you as a unit. Even in small ways, a committed man will make you feel like a part of his life. He values your presence and makes sure you know that you're not just someone he spends time with when it's convenient. He integrates you into his world, makes space for you in his heart, and consistently reinforces that he sees you as a meaningful part of his journey. When a man is truly ready to commit, one of the strongest indicators is his consistency. He does not leave you wondering how he feels, and he does not create confusion with his actions. His words and behaviors align, and he makes sure that you feel secure in the relationship. He doesn't just show up when it's convenient for him, he shows up because he genuinely wants to be there. His effort is steady, and you don't have to guess whether or not he is serious about you. A consistent man is reliable. When he says he's going to do something, he follows through. He doesn't make empty promises or cancel plans last minute without a valid reason. He values your time and respects your expectations. If he tells you he will call, he calls. If he makes plans with you, he sticks to them. You don't have to remind him to make an effort because he does it on his own. He doesn't come and go depending on his mood or external circumstances. Commitment to you remains firm. Consistency is also reflected in the way he communicates. He doesn't go days without reaching out and then suddenly reappear as if nothing happened. He stays in touch regularly, checking in on you, having meaningful conversations, and ensuring that the connection remains strong. He is intentional about staying present in your life, and you never feel like you're chasing after his attention. When a man is truly serious about you, he won't play games. He will make it clear that he is invested, and his level of communication will reflect that. His emotional consistency is just as important. He does not treat you with love and affection one day and then act distant or indifferent the next. His energy remains steady, and he makes you feel emotionally safe. You don't have to wonder if he's losing interest or if he's going to pull away without warning. A man who is ready to commit will be emotionally available and will create an environment where you feel comfortable being yourself. He will not manipulate your emotions or make you feel uncertain about his intention. His consistency is also visible in the way he supports you. Whether you are going through a great moment in your life or facing challenges, he remains by your side. He doesn't disappear when things get difficult, and he doesn't only show up when it benefits him. He genuinely cares about your well-being and makes the effort to be there in both good times and bad. His actions prove that he is not just here for a temporary experience, is here for something real. When a man is truly committed, his effort does not decrease over time. He continues to pursue you, to nurture the relationship, and to make you feel valued. You don't have to question where you stand with him because his actions consistently reinforce that you are important to him. When a man is truly ready to commit, one of the clearest signs is that he talks about the future and he includes you in it. He doesn't just speak in vague terms about where his life is headed. He actively makes plans that involve you. He sees you as a part of his long-term vision and makes it clear that he wants to build something with you. His words reflect intention, and his actions align with that intention. A man who is serious about commitment will naturally start discussing things like shared goals, future travel plans, career aspirations, and even long-term living arrangements. He won't avoid conversations about the next steps in the relationship. Instead, he will bring them up on his own because he is thinking about a life that includes you. He might talk about the possibility of moving in together, marriage, or even starting a family. These topics won't feel forced or uncomfortable for him because he genuinely sees you as someone who fits into his future. He also includes you in his personal decisions. If he is considering a job change, relocating, or making a major life adjustment, he doesn't just make those choices on his own, he talks to you about them. He values your opinion and wants to know how these decisions will affect both of you as a couple. He doesn't operate as if he is still single, making choices without considering how they impact the relationship. Instead, he treats you as a true partner and includes you in the thought process behind his major life moves. His long-term planning also includes practical steps toward commitment. He doesn't just say he wants a future with you, he actively works toward it. This might mean discussing financial goals together, planning trips months in advance, or making arrangements to integrate your lives in a meaningful way. A man who is serious won't just talk about someday in an abstract way. He will have real conversations about when and how things will happen. He is intentional about creating a life with you, and you won't feel like you are in a relationship that is stagnant or going nowhere. He also makes an effort to involve you in his family and social circles in a way that reflects long-term thinking. He doesn't just introduce you to his loved ones. Casually, he integrates you into his family traditions, invites you to important gatherings, and makes sure that the people closest to him see you as an important part of his life. His friends and family will know about you because he talks about you with pride and excitement. He sees you as a key part of his world, and he wants to make sure that the people around him understand that you are someone he is serious about. A man who is thinking about a future with you will also discuss shared responsibilities and what a committed life together would look like. He might talk about the values he wants to build a relationship on, the kind of home he envisions, or how he sees both of you growing together as a couple. Ladies, I need you to hear me on this. A man who wants to commit will show you through his actions. You won't have to beg for his attention. You won't have to decode his mixed signals. He will prioritize you. He will include you in his life. He will be consistent, and he will talk about a future with you. If he's not doing these things, he's not ready. And you deserve more than waiting around for a man to maybe choose you. So pay attention to the signs. Protect your heart. And remember, real love, real commitment, and real effort will never leave you confused.